Thank you very much, Enugu, for breaking the morning for us today. You opened the studio right as the sun hit the eastern skies. And welcome to Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory. Today we want to celebrate the Nigerian child. But before I begin that, let me recount what happened in Abuja yesterday. Incidentally, Signature TV Network was the first media house to arrive at the scene of the bomb explosion close to Abacha Barracks. The experience of yesterday showed the professional attitude of the Nigerian military and the Nigerian police. As if the military has all this while anticipated that insurgency, rascality, violence will not just go away because of the activities of the troops in the theater of operation. Right here in the barracks, the military has managed access without creating unnecessary tension. Yes, folks can get into the barracks, but the way that movement is managed without being very intrusive is professional management. And let me tell you how it paid off yesterday. Because access into the barracks, though smooth, does not allow for mass entry. Every and anybody. There are commercial tricycle operators, but each of them is identified and screened. Folks who want to go drive in are thoroughly screened. Commercial motorcycles are kept away from the barracks. And see how it paid off yesterday? The terrorist bomber was at that bridge linking the two sides of the Abuja Kefi Expressway and requested a corn drink, kunu, seller, to come across and sell kunu to him. Because the traffic had already started building up, the woman wouldn't cross to that side. They didn't want to do that. So the terrorist was forced to try to move from the bridge where he was standing and are going to meet the kunu seller. Of course, he had his load of death. And so in that movement, apparently, his load of death detonated on him. And in a matter of minutes, the police were there with their explosive ordnance device unit and professionally cordoned off everywhere and kept all of us who were coming in a distance. If I was not proud of the Nigerian police, I wouldn't be proud of them at all, ever. But yesterday, I was confident that no matter the difficulties, we have a police force that can work if all is provided for them. We also have a military that is professional and can be trusted. That was for yesterday. This morning, we'll be discussing the Nigerian child. Of course, today is Children's Day, a day we devote to celebrate our children. But what manner of children are we celebrating? Should we really be celebrating the Nigerian child? Or should we be regretting what we are turning the Nigerian child into? What kind of society are we creating to be able to provide and cater for the Nigerian child? What are the challenges confronting the Nigerian child? Or in fact, what are the many opportunities we are creating for the Nigerian child? Now, Shakespeare says that the child is the father of tomorrow, and it's a common parlance here in Nigeria that our children are our future leaders, our presidents to be, our governors to be, our ministers, our academics to be the fathers of tomorrow, the imams, the priests, the academics. Are we really taking care of them? Should we be celebrating them, or should we be regretting that we are not really preparing them to be the fathers of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow? I should be having two guests this morning. The next guest, a social psychologist, should be joining us later. We're trying to reach her. We reached her earlier this morning. But right now I have in the studio the initiator of the boy-child initiative. I hope I'm correct. You know what? Age has come here. Can you help me with the name?
Restore Hope for the Boy Child.
Restore Hope for the Boy Child Initiative. The Restore Hope for the Boy Child Initiative. And having the studio, Dr. BABATUNDE KAYODE, MNI. Doc, you're welcome to the program.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Should we be celebrating the Nigerian child today? Should we really be celebrating the Nigerian child?
Well, I will say yes. We still need to celebrate them.
Is it just because we have them?
Because we have them.
In other words,
and I believe there is still hope.
Because we keep on regenerating
and
so our child will not die.
Exactly. We need to continue to celebrate them because we have them around, and we need to give them that sense of belonging. We need to appreciate them. Despite all the challenges with the boy child, we still need to celebrate them. So it's important that we celebrate them.
Maybe when the social psychologist comes in, she may help me answer to this. But let's open this conversation from this perspective.
Okay.
Can you look at our environment? We are told that we are the poverty capital of the world. We are told that we are about the 5th nation in the world with highest insecurity. We are battling with out-of-school children. I just told you a story. I told us a story of what happened yesterday.
Yes.
I could tell you another one. Just about 4 weeks ago, in my own neighborhood, a young man with a pregnant wife, a pregnancy of about 7 months, have 2 other children.
Okay.
Some hoodlums broke into his house. They couldn't break through the gate. They broke the wall and entered. The man is an engineer. They discovered that he had solid structure and solid enforcement doors. They couldn't enter. They began shooting on his windows, at his windows, and shattered the entire windows, climbed up and pushed the burglary proof down and entered. While they were doing this, this is his house. He knows the escape route. Yes. He escaped from the back and jumped his own fence, searching for security. By the time he came back, the kidnappers had taken his 2 children, because his wife, pregnant wife, couldn't go through the hole they created in the wall. They abandoned her and took the 2 children and insisted the man paid 15 million. The man rallied around everybody and paid 15 million. My interest is this, not the ransom. Those 2 children, seeing people shooting around them, abducting them, taking them away from the warmth of their parents and their own mother before their presence, weeping.
And the route with which we were even taken.
such a traumatized child, can he be a normal person? Can he ever be normal? And is that the kind of child we want to celebrate? Doc, is that the kind of child?
Like you rightly said, sir, the child cannot be normal. The experience leaves a lot of impression, both psychologically, emotionally, in that child. And it will take time for that child to get over the experience. But notwithstanding, that child was not the cause of the episode you just narrated.
No.
It was what he finds himself, it's what's happening in the society. And we cannot say that for that reason, that child or that boy should not be celebrated, because we must give them the assurance that we'll get over it.
In other words, we celebrate our children,
yes,
who are being in fact,
yes,
disoriented every day.
Exactly.
We are providing the environment in which, when they become the man,
yes,
they must be a stable man.
Exactly.
And we're not destroying them.
We're not destroying them. We're not destroying them. In fact, let me talk about, from the perspective of our NGO, the Restore for the Boy Child Initiative. That was the major reason why we funded that NGO, because we realized there is a gap, especially against the boy child in the society. And in an attempt to cover that gap, the NGO came to life as giving hope to restore the lost, the hopelessness of the boy child. Like you are saying, this creates a situation of hopelessness in that boy, in that child that was taken away. And the only thing we can do is to ensure that we close that gap and reassure that child that this is not all about the society. There are good things that are happening, so there are good people in the society, and with time the boy will get over those experience. But if we say we are not celebrating the boy child, we leave that child emotionally and psychologically beaten down without any hope, and we are not helping the boy. When if we want to help the boy, we must celebrate them. We must assure them that there are still better places, there are better people in the nation.
Let us see who we are celebrating. I've just recounted the trauma of that child,
yes,
of those two children, really.
All the children.
Education is supposed to be one of the instruments we use to enhance the child's capacities, develop his or her mental capacity, create opportunities for him, to equip him to thrive in society,
yes,
make him functional, and becomes a major contributor to society,
yes,
both in terms of economic development, governance development,
manpower,
and all that. Everybody today in Nigeria, the first sentence you hear from both parents is, oh, the quality of education has crashed. In fact, some people say it involuntarily. The quality of education has crashed.
I agree with you, sir.
Then they say, oh, education has been corrupted. Standards have crashed. These are equipment we hand over to the children to prepare them to be leaders of tomorrow. And we've admitted on our own that that instrument has collapsed. So what are we giving to them to prepare them for tomorrow? If what we are giving them is bad, what kind of those children would they be? They would be bad children, because we are giving them the wrong things.
Exactly, I agree with you. What you have just narrated is what is happening in society. Somebody once told me a story of an high institution in this country. It's a private university that parents go to pay for their children to pass exams. This was not the case during our sets. So that's why I said I agree that the standard of education has fallen. They bribe to get to the university, they pay for the child to pass exams, and along the line everything is corrupted. So invariably we can say that education, the standard of education has fallen. So that's why I agree with you. Even in writing jams, people employ, they hire people to go and write for WAEC write jam for their children. So even these days, even with the coming of AI now, it's as worse in the old country. They don't need to read the game. It depends. They have their Android. Ask them any question they can do. 2 plus 2, they have to calculate. You see, I'm coming. I went to market to buy some stuff, and it was a young boy that was there, not less than 5,000. The boy had to carry his handsets and was just punching. I said, yes. He said, yes, he has passed secondary school. We're waiting for admission. I begin to imagine what is going to do in the university. Something what less than 5,000. You cannot sum it up. You're using calculator.
You see, Doc, you know I'm raising this. I want to progressively look at the instruments, the values, the examples we're implanting, using to grow our children.
Yes.
Whom today we say we are celebrating. Are we celebrating those who want to destroy? Why are we celebrating? Should we not be mourning and regretting the failures of society to equip the child? If education cannot serve and service the needs of the child, if the security environment, rather than creating joy, stability, and happiness, creates fright and instability for the child, I will come to the parents. Doc, our parents will sell either palm kernel or palm oil or cocoa in a very simple manner. They can very quickly get the money to pay our school fees.
Yes.
I'll tell you a story quickly. When, I think the second to the last traditional ruler before my clan was broken into pieces. He was a member of the Eastern House of Chiefs. Anytime he came back with maybe 6-10 scholarships for the clan.
Okay.
This corruption did not begin now. Some people began to accuse him of selling part of the clan's scholarship to other clans to make his money. One day, a man in my own community was complaining that he got to know that his son, who always made the best result, was given scholarship, and that the traditional ruler had sold it because he's a poor man. And that man said to him, and that's the lesson. And that man said to him, do you eat in your house only when you go to the market? Don't you own a farm? Why are you waiting? I won't mention the name of my traditional. Why are you waiting for the traditional ruler's scholarship to train your child? Are you not a man? In other words, families were proud to labor honestly, raise money, responsible and train their children. But today, that sense of pride and responsibility is vanished. You just told me now. They would rather raise money, go and pay the teachers. So, Doc, this is a value. The child knows that his father paid. Yes. They will be proud to say that his mom took him there and he paid.
Yes, he's not going to be proud.
Please, what manner of child is it that knows that his role model is a fraudulent, corrupt person? His own father or his own mother? What kind of child is that we're raising? What are we handing over to that child?
I agree with what you have said. But like I said earlier on, that child should be celebrated. But I would rather say the father, the mother should not be celebrated. In this country we have Father's Day, we have Mother's Day. The question we should be asking them is, are they real fathers? Are they real mothers? So the occasion of Father's Day should be, we should use as a reflection for every home. Are they truly, rather than celebrating them, are they real fathers? Are they real mothers to their children? Because some of them, they are not fathers, they are not mothers. So why are you celebrating them? In churches, they wear new clothes and say it's Father's Day. They wear the best dress in the The women they wear the best girl. Are they real mothers? Some of them they are not responsible for their children. Some fathers don't even know how the child, where the child is, how he goes to school. Most maybe it's the mother that is providing. The man is at home, doesn't know how he knows that he has a child. I think more rather than not celebrating the child, the man should not be celebrated if he's not responsible. The woman should also not be celebrated if she's not responsible. So I think we should use the rather than not celebrating the child, is parents should not be celebrated if they are not responsible.
Till the parents bear all the load, and the mother will say, I carried you for 9 months and gave birth to you. But when you bring the child into the environment, the child will want to celebrate today. When you bring that child into the environment, what are you handing to him? To prepare him, as Shakespeare said, to be the father of tomorrow, or as we say it here, to be the future leader. We are discussing the Nigerian child, celebrating him or her, or not celebrating him or her. Or should we be mourning and regretting our own failures in handing over appropriate values, appropriate equipment to make the Nigerian child to become not just responsible and functional, but indeed the future leader? We take a break here and return. My guest is still in the studio. Please stay with us.